So we are here, the most decisive statement: no more existence in an aimless fall. There is the whole of metaphysics also packed in one single sentence. First, there is a fall. That fall has an aim, and that aim is now justified because of her. That fall is justified because of her. Fall, the entire process of involution, going into the void and again emerging out of the void, as another, so to say, another divine in multiplicity, in immeasurability, not alone, not one, not single, but in multiplicity. That is the aim. And if that multiplicity has to come, that can come because of her. Because of her. What we have in that little book, the mother, the Holocaust of the mother. She sacrificed her supreme status, plunged into the nothing, so that out of the nothing, a divine creation can emerge in the form of multiple glories. So no more existence, that is completely justified because of her, because of what we've done. Beyond that fall, there is that wisdom. Extension was no more, the soul release. Extension, getting out of this creation, is not the release. Now he says, of course, you see very carefully how precise these statements can be. It cannot be more precise than any mathematical equation. No more the soul release. The soul release is absolutely mathematical, you see. Such precision. There can be release by forgetting about this creation. By forgetting about this creation, there can be the release, but that is not the only way of getting release. The real release, if there is an aim behind everything, the real release will come through her. She is the one who is willing to life here in the mortal world. The hidden world was found. The secret of this creation, the hidden world, was found. The long sought clue. What is the clue? Yes, she is there. Word. Who is that word? She, of course she. We have been saying that wisdom is she, that word is also she, the power of expression, the creator's power of expression, that is the word. The hidden word was found, the long sought clue, revealed with the mirror of a spirit above, condemned to an imperfect body and mind. Why it was condemned? Its meaning is found because of her. In the inconscience of material things and the indignity of mortal life. It is really in indignity. We belong to the glories of the Creator, but now we have fallen into ignorance, into darkness, into suffering. That is the indignity. We are bearing that thing, but now for all that the clue is there. The clue is she. A heart was spread in the spaces wide and bare. So this vast expansion of creation, wide and bare, without as a content, bare, simple, there is a kind of a throbbing heart behind that thing, and it's her heart, a burning love from wide spiritual fountain. See the burning love from wide spiritual fountain. Annul the sorrow of the ignorant depths. Suffering was lost in her immortal smile. Suffering was lost in her immortal smile. What is suffering once she is there in front of you? So this is the beauty of her presence, the power of her presence, the dynamism of her presence. It gives sense, it gives beauty, it gives form, it gives content, it gives dynamism to his creation altogether. Suffering was lost in her immortal smile. So if only you can get a bit of a smile, there won't be any suffering at all. There won't be any suffering at all. How do we get a bit of that immortal smile? That immortal smile is immersed in a psychic being. Let it just open out, and the moment it opens out and smiles, asserts itself, there is no pain, there is no suffering, there is no difficulty at all. It takes care of everything, you see. It takes care of everything, you see. As soon as you smile at your difficulties and problems, you forget about all the other things, you see. All the rest, everything else becomes futile, trivial, without any content of it, you see. A heart like that. So you see, he is now describing in various ways. First, wisdom was there, word is there, heart is there, love is there. Now comes to life. A life from beyond, grow here, grow conqueror here of death. A life from beyond. She is coming from her immortal plains. She is entering into this life of ours to conquer death. Beyond, she is coming from far beyond, from her original home of consciousness. From beyond, the conqueror here of death. Well, conqueror of death, that is her task, conquest of death. That is the task she undertakes, not as a divine goddess, but as Savitri. The divine goddess taking mortal birth as Savitri. It is she who becomes conqueror here of death. Divine goddess sitting up there conquering death perhaps has not much meaning. The purpose of this creation will not be fully served. She has to come down here in the mortal world, accept death and conquer death. And conquer death. That is how the conquest will be of truth. To her no more was natural to mind. Yes, to her is very natural to mind. But now, once she is there, once mind has opened out to her, it does not make any mistake. It does not err. It does not go wrong. Wrong could not come here where all was light and love. So, why wrong comes to us? Why does wrong come to us? Because that light and love is not with us. Once you got true light and true love, you will not do anything wrong at all. In other words, again, when the psychic is active, you really don't make any mistake at all. Psychic is directly in contact with truth. So whatever is done by it is without any wrong. The formless and the formed were joined in her. She is without form. She is with form also. Immensity was excited by the look. See, this is a kind of a contradiction. But it is there, it's a fact. There can be beauty of form in a painting or in the music or whatever you want to call it. There can be beauty of form. There can also be beauty of the formless. Beauty of the formless. Immensity was exceeded by a look. So you can imagine immensity itself has become smaller than her sight. You see, a face revealed the crowded infinite. So the entire infinite is now kind of getting expressed in a face itself. It is present there. In other words, as if the face has become larger than the infinite. Incarnating inexpressibly in her limb, the boundless joy, the blind were forced to see. Her body a beauty, moon, the seas of bliss. So he is describing, everything. Wisdom is there, word is there, love is there, heart is there, mind is there, life is there. Now he is coming to the body. All her aspects is physical, you see. Incarnating inexpressibly in her limb, the boundless joy, the blind world forces see. Her body is a beauty. So you can imagine her body a beauty like a beautiful moon in the clear autumn night, standing above the sea, and the sea is heaving up to the moon, jumping up to the moon, full moon in the autumn night. You see. Her body is a beauty, moon, the sea of bliss. It's not one sea. All the big oceans are there. See, ocean of knowledge, ocean of power, ocean of love, ocean of life, all the oceans are there. And it is about them, she is standing like a beautiful moon. Her body is a beauty, moon, the seas of play. At the head she stands of birth and toil and fade. At the head she stands of birth and toil and fade. See how again emphatically it starts with an anapis at the head. She stands of birth and toil and fade. I am, you see. And the motion is very slow, deliberately slow, because she is standing there. She is not running, she is not walking. At the head, she stands of birth and toil and feet. Well, this is the famous line which is used to represent a mother standing at the staircase on the top of the staircase. She is there on the staircase in meditation hall, up there standing. So at the head, she stands of birth and toil and feet. In the slow round, the cycles turn to her call. This whole movement, this whole time chakra is now turning at her call. They are slow round, in a slow round, the cycles turn to her call. Alone, her hands can change time-driven way. The fast-fleeing lizard, big lizard, dragon, is standing on it is standing time, and that base can be changed only at her hand. In other words, change into what? Time's dragon base. Even time's base of eternity. Base of eternity. It will change into that. It is no more fast feeling. It will be sweetness movement all along. Alone, her hands can change time's dragon base. There is absolutely no power in this entire creation who can challenge this dragon and remove her, change her, absolutely, except she. In Record of Yoga, Sri speaks of 4 great difficulties, 1912. Dragon, Sphinx, night, and rock. The power of inertia, which will not allow anything to move. The inconscient sphere, fixed. Dragon of foundation, the Vedas speaks of the dragon of foundations. Then of course, the respects will ask the question daily about the creation. If you fail to answer, she will eat you up. But if you answer correctly, then she will herself vanish. She will destroy herself completely, you see. Springs, of course, there are 2 springs, mother springs are 2, the golden springs and the low springs. The mysterious springs, Satchidananda, is not telling you what to do, what not to do. In that sense, you can have springs, you see. She speaks of double spring, 2 springs, golden spring and the low spring, you see. Night, it will not allow any light to enter into the creation at all. It will be kind of a sponge, it will absorb into itself even the slightest drop of light. That is the night. That is night. It will not allow that thing to appear at all. In fact, this is what he says. First he says dragon, and then he speaks of night. He does not speak of rock here, but rock is understood. Now rock is important. In fact, all the 4 are important. The dragon, the sphinx, the night, the rock. There are the 4 things which are coming entirely in the way of divine manifestation. Rock, the material, the physical resistance, the physical inertia, physical immobility. That is the rock. It does not want to change at all. Now, that rock is a very desirable thing at one stage. At one stage it is a very desirable thing. Because it is because of the rock that whatever has come into form cannot get dissolved by the void. Otherwise the hungry void will swallow everything. Whatever is created here, whatever comes into being here, existence here, that will simply swallow up by the void. but this rock will not allow it to get dissolved into the void. So that is a very wonderful thing. Now that rock itself is coming in the way of new thing entering into the creation. It resists. Sorry, no. In other words, rock is what you may call, in the language of Savitri's second line, the mind of night. Mind of night, the physical, not allowing the supernatural light to enter into it. That is the mind of night, you see. Across the path of divine event, the huge foreboding mind of night alone in her unlit temple of eternity, unlit night, unlit temple of eternity. Harsh the mystery, the night conceals. So even behind the night, there is she. She as if has hidden herself for a certain purpose. And what is the mystery? The spirit's alchemist energy is an alchemist. Transmutation, change towards divine quality. It is she alone who can bring about. That is alchemy she can work. It is not psychic alchemy. It is not even supermind's alchemy. It is the alchemy of the Divine Mother herself. We can bring her out a change. She is the golden bridge, the wonderful fire. Well, what can we explain about that? And there cannot be any simpler sentence than that. She is the golden bridge. Suvarna Setu, Setu is bridge. Setu, Suvarna Setu, Suvarna, golden. She is the golden, Suvarna Setu, the wonderful fire, Adbhuta Agni, wonderful, Adbhuta, amazing Agni, fire. She is the golden bridge, the wonderful fire, bridge. Between this and that. That is what she is the link. She is the golden bridge. There has to be a call from below, and there has to be answer from above. Between the call and the response, she is the Divine Mother. Between the call and the response, she is the one. The answer does not come without her. The call cannot get lifted up there without her. She is the golden bridge between the call and the answer. That is what I got from that book, the mother, last paragraph. The Divine Mother is the one who is between the call and response. That is the bridge. That is the bridge. And of course, the golden bridge. The luminous heart as unknown is she. A power of silence in the depths of God. She is the force, the inevitable world, the magnet of our difficult ascent, difficult obviously, but because of her that we are pulled up. The sun from which you can all over sun, one of the most powerful lines in Savitri. The sun from which we can all over sun. the sun from which we kindle all our sun. So it is like this, the sun from which we kindle, from which slight dip is there in that the sun from which we kindle all our sun. It gives you a kind of a counterpoint, lifting up the sun. You say, I am, otherwise the sun from which we kindle all our sun. And the alliteration of L is very powerful here. The sun from which we kindle all our sun. Well, I have told you many times, the plural suns, all our suns. Now, of course, you can say, your sun is different than her sun, than her sun, than her sun, than her sun, than my sun. So all our suns, each individual's intrinsic divine quality, it is that which gets kindled. Your sun is different than my sun. Otherwise, there is no point in having the same sun uniformly throughout everywhere. It becomes a flat world. There is no variation at all. Monotonous, so to say. So each sun, each individual divine element, it is that which gets kindled, lighted, cultural, because of her. The sun from which we can all our sun. So that is one way of looking at it. Our suns, now each one has his own sun, that is one aspect of it. But what are the suns? The sun of beauty, the sun of love, the sun of joy, the sun of truth, the sun of power, variety of sun. All each quality is brilliant by itself. The solar light, solar intensity, supremacy, content in it. It is that which is kindled. In my sun, maybe the predominance might be of beauty, maybe it might be of wisdom, maybe it might be of love. It is that which now becomes really supremely brilliant because of her. The sun from which you can all our sun, the light that lives from the unrealized vast, the joy that becomes from the impossible, the joy that becomes from the impossible, the might of all that never yet came down. The might of all that never yet came down. It means that she will come now. She has never come down so far. In the entire evolutionary history, this has not happened. But now a moment has come that it must happen. This must happen. Yet came down. As if she is now poised to come down. She is waiting for the opportune moment to rush into this creation. The joy that becomes impossible. So she is the magnet, she is the one who is pulling it up, joy who is beckoning up and all that, you see. The might of all that never that came down. Why did it come down? There is wisdom behind her not coming down. Had she come down earlier, we would have been simply crushed because of that might. The purpose is not having served. The purpose is not having served at all. The purpose is not to Christ to manifest. That is the purpose. Therefore that she has not come down. It means that now a moment has arrived when she is a kind of capable of bearing something of hers, that she can come down here. On a larger scale, on the evolutionary scale, why is it that the supermind does not immediately descend into matter? After all, supermind is all powerful, everything is there in it. Why does not determine into matter directly? Had it been so, matter would have been crushed to pieces, reduced to dust because of his intensity, because of his power, because of his strength. Therefore, in order to prepare matter for the higher descent of that kind, it is life who sacrifices herself and enters into matter. And life in matter prepares matter for the higher reception. Life prepares to some extent, then life in matter is ready first to receive mind. So mind in life in matter prepares both matter and life for the higher power. So that is why there is a kind of wisdom, logic, why things have to go in that manner. Matter, life, mind, then you can think of supermind. Had it not been so, things have been simply crushed, reduced to nothing, smithereens. The bite of all that never yet came down. Yet means that yes, it is now about to come down. She is about to come down. That is what yet means. All nature dumbly calls to her alone. Poor nature is not aware that she is calling her, but that mute aspiration is there, that Sukta Prerana is there in her, Sukta is there, aspiration is there, mute is there, calls to her alone, and calls her what? To read with the feet the aching drop of life, and they will see the dim soul of man, and kindle a fire in the closed heart of things. So that is what the nature is calling for. Dumbly, mutely, that is a quiet aspiration of nature. To feel the fade aching drop of life, and they will see the dim soul of man, and kindle fire in the closed heart of things. Feel the fade aching drop of life. The demonstration of this line was given by Nishikanta, the Bengali poet, famous Bengali poet, who was a person in the ashram. Absolutely remarkable poem. He was seriously ill. He was taken to the mother in the meditation hall. He lied down on the floor and prayed to the mother, "Put your foot on my chest. Put your foot on my chest." The body is patient. To feel with the feet the aching throb of life, she put her foot on his chest. All nature dumbly calls to her alone to heal the feet the aching throb of life and break the seal of the dim soul of man and kindle the fire in the closed heart of things. Dim soul of man, our psychic being, is not ablaze, is there. Is not ablaze, as if something is holding it back. The seals that is broken. He is a faith in top of life, and break the seal, the dim soul of man, and kindle the fire in the closed heart of things. All here shall be one day our sweet is soul. Everything will be sweet, 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 sweet here. This will be the house of sweetness, our house of sweetness, of love, of beatitude, of joy, of charm. All here shall be one day our sweetness is so. There cannot be any greater promise than this. There cannot be any greater promise than this. So, what is the message for the future given by Savitri, given by the epic Savitri? What is Savitri's epic Savitri's message for the future? The message is, all here shall be one day our sweetness is soul. Be sure that it is bound to happen. One day the sweetness is soul. Now there is no sweetness at the moment because there are conflicts, contradictions, opposition, antagonism. All contraries prepare her harmony. Towards her our knowledge climbs. Towards her our passion grows. In miraculous rapture we shall dwell. Our class will turn to ecstasy, our pain. So this whole sentence here is Savitri's message for the future. Towards our knowledge climb, our passion grows. In her miraculous rapture, we shall dwell. Our class will turn to ecstasy, our pain. Our soul shall be one soul with all through her. A kind of a oneness will be one through her. Because she is present everywhere. In every being, in every creature she is present. Therefore, when I am identifying myself with her, I am identifying myself with everybody. You see that everywhere. My complete identification with her, the true, full identification with her, means wherever she is present, I see in him only she. It is that oneness which is one through her. In her confirmed, because transformed in her, our life shall find this fulfilling response. Around, what is fulfilled response? Around the boundless host of beatitudes. Below the wonder of the embrace divine. That is the fulfilled response, both above and below. Above the boundless host of beatitudes, below the wonder of the embrace divine. All that can happen once we have confirmed ourselves in her. Everything is transformed. This known as in a thunder. So this is the stuti of the Divine Mother. The hymn of praise, eulogy of the Divine Mother. All these 27 sentences sing the glory of the Divine Mother. This is the hymn of her glory, stuti, praise. This known as a thunder flash of God, the rapture of things fill his limb. Now the poet is awakening to the story. What is all this for? He is Ashwapati. He is coming back to the story of Ashwapati. This known as a thunder flash of God, the rapture of things eternal, till his limb, once he has recognized her, even his physical body is now rapturous in her presence. Amazement fell upon his ravished son. So, limb, son, everything. His spirit was caught in her intolerant flame, intolerant flame. Flame that will not tolerate any stupidity, any darkness, any negativity, any antagonism, anything which opposes the divine, that flame will not tolerate at all. It is that intolerance of the flame in which his spirit is caught. In which there is now nothing in him antagonistic at all, of inconscience also. His spirit was caught in her intolerant flame. How wonderful, to be caught like that. How wonderful. That is the real surrender, to be caught in her intolerant flame. The true surrender is that. She alone, she alone, she alone. Who am I? She will do whatever has to be done in me. His spirit was caught. How wonderful indeed to be caught like that in that intolerant flame. Once in his heart acknowledged only her. Obviously, what else is there now? Only a hunger of infinite bliss was left. Yes, his spirit is caught in that intolerant flame. Yet there is that hunger in him. Ashwapati has not forgotten. Although he is caught in that flame, he has not forgotten why he has taken this long journey. There is a thirst in him. He is carrying the world's desire in his soul. His spirit is caught, his limbs are etc. all right. But what about this creation? What about this world? Only a hunger of infinite bliss was left. He is rapturous, rapture of things eternal, feels that the limbs and all that. But what he wants is infinite bliss, not only in himself, but everywhere in his creation. In this sorrowful world, in this world of mortality, he wants bliss, he wants bliss, he wants bliss. Only a hunger of infinite bliss was left. Now this is the greatest, so to say, concern of Ashwapati. Yes, I will get, but he says that I will get all that rapture, etc., but I don't need it. Actually, I belong to that, so I don't really need it. Ananda, whatever it is, I don't want it for myself, because I am already there in that. I don't want it for whatever I want it for the mortal creature here, for the creation here. Only hunger. So that is the greatness of the yogi, Ashwapati. All aims in her were lost. Then found her. You first go to her, you get caught in her intolerant flame. The moment you get caught in her intolerant flame, all aim gets lost. What is there? Nothing is after that. All ends with loss, you see. All ends with loss. But then, again, in that fire itself, you discover the true aims. The true aims you discover again. Then found in her, in that fire of hers, you find the true aims of things. His base was gathered into one pointing spire. So like a spire rising and going to the heavens. Pointing spire gathered into one spire. The spire is climbing up where? Not in the infinite sky, not into the blue. It is gathering up to reach her. Yes, I have reached her, but what about the entire creation? The base, the whole thing has now gathered up and reached her. His base was gathered into one pointing spire. Thus was the state passed into endless time. Thus stands for, because his base was gathered into one pointing spire. Thus was the state passed into endless time. His spirit was caught in her intolerant flame. That is the moment the seed was cast. That is the moment the seed was cast. Thus was the seed cast into endless time. A word is spoken or a light is shown. A moment see the ages toil to express. So in that moment of intolerant flame, whatever is gained, the ages keep on expressing it. Ages try to express. In that one single moment, everything is given, and you keep on expressing it through ages and ages and ages. You see, the mother is giving the message just like that. Flip, 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 flip. The light is moving just like that. Not even 2 seconds. But that moment is enough. That the entire toil of time is taken care of. She is giving the message just like that, A word is spoken, or a light is shown, a moment to see, the ages toil to express. So flashing out, or the time is lit, the worlds, that is how the worlds have come. And the eternal instant is the cause of the years. Obviously, it is that now the seed is germinating, and the germination is taking place in time, and the tree is growing slowly. But the moment of casting the seed was as if instantaneous. No time can be counted in that process. Then, now the tree will come out of it from the seed. And that is what the ages are toiling for. A moment see the ages toil to express. So, flashing out the timeless leave the world, and eternal instant is the cause of the years. That eternal instant, when does that eternal instant occur? When does that eternal instant occur? It occurs only when your spirit is caught in her intolerant flame. What happened? This is what I was going to say. This is what I was going to say. Okay. That is the eternal instant. The moment the spirit is caught in her intolerant flame, finished. Finished. All he had done was to prepare a field. My God, you see? See? So it was a very small, trivial thing, as if all that he had done, you see. For 18 years he had been struggling. And all that simply meant prepare the field, the ground, prepare the ground. Prepare the ground. His small beginnings ask for a mighty end. So in fact, meeting her, getting caught in her entire flame is in a certain sense a small affair compared with the mighty end. Mighty end. Yes, you have to be caught, all right. Things start happening at that moment. But things start happening for what? Towards a mighty end. In fact, therefore, as if from this point, from this moment, from this instant, from the eternal instant to the mighty end, the process is very, very long process. As if we arrive at this eternal instant is a relatively small matter compared to reaching the mighty end. A small beginning, so all that was a small beginning only. You see, for all that he had done, all that he had been must now new shape in him a joy to embody, to enshrine her beauty and greatness in his house of life. That is the mighty end. That is the mighty end. Yes, I met her, my spirit is caught in her, but now for all that he had been must now new shape in him her joy to embody, to make it physically concrete here, to enshrine her beauty. She must come and live in this shrine, in this temple. She must live in this temple. And greatness in his house of life. The house of life should have a temple of beauty in which she will come and live. She will come and that is a mighty task, to bring her down in this creation. That is a mighty task. Our beauty and greatness in his house of life. See how concrete and how futuristic and how rapidly the story is moving. How rapidly the story is moving. But now his being was too wide for self, not for myself now. Too wide for self. His heart's demand had grown immeasurable. His sense of freedom could not satisfy. Her light, her bliss, he asked for earth and men. Her light, her bliss, he asked for earth and men. See again, perfect iambic line, monosyllabic again. Her light, her bliss, he asked for earth and men. Both are necessary. Light and bliss. We don't want bliss without light, of course. We don't want light which is bare, which is naked, which has no bliss in it. Dry, we don't want dry bliss, a dry light. We want vibrant, creative light. her light, her bliss, he asked for earth and men. So that is the entire thrust of Ashtapadi's integral yoga. What is this integral yoga for? Her light, her bliss, her earth and men. But of course, all this becomes possible. Her light and her bliss can come only when your spirit is caught in her intolerant flame. Unless the surrender is there, the complete dissolution of yours is there in her, light and bliss cannot come. But when that human power and human love to break a seal of ignorance and death, you cannot break the seal of ignorance and death. The whole thrust is that, break the seal of ignorance and death. His nature's might seem now an infant's grasp. See, you are so small now, see. Heaven is too high for outstretched hands. See, you are a child, only a baby. You are crying for the moon in the sky. How can that moon come in your hand? So this is the story of Rama, no? As a little kid, Rama was crying for the moon, and his mother was told what to do. She was crying. You are not going to stop at all. Then she took a mirror and put it in his hand. You see, to break our seal, ignorance and faith, his nature's might seem now an infant's ground. Heaven is too high for outstretched hands to see. This light comes not by struggle or by thought. This is the Upanishadic line. This is from the Upanishad. This knowledge does not come by thinking. It comes from a different source altogether. This light comes not by struggle or by thought. In the mind, silent, the transcendent. So, the condition for this light to come, is silent mind. Only when the mind is silent mind, only in that silent mind can that light come. This light comes not by struggle or by thought, and the mind silent, the transcendent, and the hushed heart hears the unuttered word. Then the heart really hears unuttered word. The word is not spoken. It starts hearing that. Anahat Nada. Oh, it's constantly going on. You don't hear. But when the heart is really silent and quiet, absolutely quiet, then you start hearing the sound of Om coming from the heart. Hear the unuttered word, as if the mantra starts rising from there, from them. A vast surrender was his only strength. Now how to get all that? That light, etc., etc. See, he has already surrendered. Yet, vast surrender is the only key. That's the only key. Was only strength. A power that lives upon the highest must act. Yes, she is the only one who can do all that. She must act. So there is a kind of a compulsion. A power that lives upon the highest must act. If all these things had to change, that power must act. That must act is what Ashtapadi is insisting upon. The world desire compelled her mortal birth. She must come take mortal birth. She must act by taking mortal birth. Must act. Bring the life's cloakroom, the mortal air, and fill the finite, the infinite. When she acts, then these things follow. Life's cloakrooms start breathing immortal air. When the power acts, the finite is getting filled with the infinite. All the denied must be torn out and slain. So both are required. Aspiration, rejection, this is a rejection. All the denies that must be rejected must be torn out and slain. No sympathy, no brotherly feelings for it. All that desire. And crushed the many longings for whose sake we live, the one for whom our lives are made. Yes, that is our weakness. We fall in small love, in small relationship, in small passions, and we miss the bigger goal, the bigger aim, bigger objective. We live the one for whom our lives are made. Our lives are actually made for the one. But we get caught into trivial things, into small passions of life, emotional life, all that thing. We live the one for whom our lives are made. So Ashwati realizes that, and therefore, obviously, at once, now other claims had hushed in him their cry. He has recognized, yes, whatever has to be got done, it is she who is going to do it. As far as I am concerned, all my relationships, all my longings, all my trivialities, etc., must be removed, must be slain, must be destroyed, so that she alone has. Now other claim, my brother, my sister, my wife, my child, my country, my etc., etc. No. She. Now other claim had hushed in him their cry. Only he longed to draw her presence and power into his heart and mind and breathing frame. In all the parts, the physical, the mental, the vital, into them he is longing to bring her power and her presence. Only he yearned to call forever down a healing touch of love and truth and joy, a healing touch of love and truth and joy, into the darkness of the suffering world. That's the only thing now. His soul was free and given to her alone. So all worldly longings, all personal ambitions, desires, whatever you want to call them, even the wish to help this world, he was carrying the world desire with him. Even that, please do this thing. No, I don't want. Now I have completely surrendered myself to you and do what is best for everything. Not just because I am carrying the world desire, you do this. But do what is really good for everything. Into the darkness of the suffering world, his soul was freed and given to the Lord. Now only when that condition is achieved can the Divine Shakti really work in us. Thus our soul has been free from all the bondages of this world, mukta, and given to her so that she can act. She wants you to empty out yourself fully of all these things and only give to her. What a powerful canto, what a powerful adoration to the Divine Mother, Aradhana. Now, in that context, we read the Devi Stuti, the hymn of praise of Durga, of Chandi, the famous hymn, Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Vishnu Maeti Shabditam Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Vishnu Maeti Shabditam Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha. O Divine Goddess, who is in all beings and is spoken of as the conceptive power of Vishnu Maya, conceptive power of Vishnu. Glory to you, glory to you, glory to you, salutations to you. So he is noting that Goddess as the conceptive power of Vishnu. He has got all the three aspects, executive, conceptive and creative of Shakti. The creative power is one aspect. Executive power is another aspect. The conceptive power is another aspect. God said in the Gauss in the Life Divine, Maya, Ishwari, Prakriti. The conceptive, the executive and the creative. He is denoting here as the conceptive power of Vishnu. Ishwari, Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu, Ya Devi, O Goddess, Sarvabhuteshu, in all the beings, Bhuta, every being, Bhuti, Vishnu Mayati Shabdita, you are the word expressed by me. O Divine Goddess, who is in all beings, and is spoken of as the conceptive power of Vishnu, glory to you, glory to you, glory to you, salutations to you. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Cheta Nitya Vidiyate Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha. O Divine Goddess, who in all beings is dynamic as a consciousness force, glory to you, glory to you, glory to you, salutation to you. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Buddhi Rupena Samstita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha. Now he is describing one by one her character, Buddhi. Ya Devi Sarvabhuti, she is present here in the form of intelligence. Intelligence, the divine intelligence. O Divine Goddess, who dwells in all beings in the form of intelligence, that is Buddhi. Glory to you, glory to you, glory to you, salutations to you. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Nidra Rupena. Nidra, now he is doing her in the form of sleep, Nidra. O Divine Goddess, who dwells in all beings in the form of sleep, glory to you, glory to you, glory to you, salutations to you. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Nidra Rupena Samstita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shudha Rupena Samstita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha. Shudha, hunger. O Divine Goddess, who dwells in all beings in the form of hunger, glory to you, glory to you, glory to you, salutations to you. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Chaya Rupena Samstita. O Divine Goddess, who gives to all the beings shelter and refuge, glory to you, glory to you, glory to you, salutations to you. Now Chaya actually has a double sense in Sanskrit. Chaya means nestling, giving shelter, giving protection. Chaya, you are under the umbrella of somebody, that way. Chaya also means shadow. Shadow. So we can even say, O Divine Goddess, who gives to all beings Or you can say, O Goddess, the shadow who is present in all the beings. She is present in all the beings in shadow, not full form. Give us the protection also. O Divine Goddess, glory to you, glory to you, glory to you, salutation to you. Ya Devi Sarvabhutesu Shakti Rupena Samstita Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namah. Now he is looking for a Shakti. O Divine Goddess, who dwells in all things, the form of might, glory to you, glory to you, glory to you, salutation to you. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Krishna Rupena Samstita Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namah. Krishna, thirst. So we are describing each quality, thirst now. O Divine Goddess, who dwells in all beings in the form of thirst, glory to you, glory to you, glory to you, salutation to you. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Kshanti Rupeni Samstita Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namah. O Divine Goddess, who dwells in all beings in the form of forgiveness, that is Kshanti, forgiveness, glory to you, glory to you, glory to you, salutation to you. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Jati Rupena Samstita Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namah. O Divine Goddess, who dwells in all beings in the form of species, thousands and thousands and thousands of species of every kind, herbs, grass, whatever species. In them you are present with glory to you, glory to you, glory to you, salutation to you. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Lajja Rupena Samstita Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namah. O Divine Goddess, who dwells in all in the form of modesty, that is Lajja, in the form of modesty. Glory to you, glory to you, glory to you, salutation to you. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shanti Rupena Samstita Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namah. O Divine Goddess, who dwells in all beings in the form of peace, in the form of Shanti, glory to you, glory to you, glory to you, salutation to you. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shraddha Rupena Samstita Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namah. O Divine Goddess, who dwells in all beings in the form of faith, Shraddha, glory to you, glory to you, glory to you, salutation to you. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Kanti Rupena Samstita Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namah. O Divine Goddess, who dwells in all beings in the form of loveliness and luster, that is Kanti. Glory to you, glory to you, glory to you, salutation to you. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Lakshmi Rupena Samstita Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namah. Lakshmi, O Divine Goddess, who dwells in all in the form of auspicious fortune, that is Lakshmi. Glory to you, glory to you, glory to you, salutation to you. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Bhakti Rupena Samstita Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namah. O Divine Goddess, who dwells in all in the form of disposition, each one has his own character, his own sabha, his mode of living and all that. In each one, O Divine Goddess, who dwells in all in the form of disposition, glory to you, glory to you, glory to you, salutation to you. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Masmati Rupena Samstita Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namah. O Divine Goddess, who dwells in all in the form of memory, that is Pati, glory to you, glory to you, glory to you, salutation to you. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Dayarupena Samstita Namastasya, 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 Namo Namaha. O Divine Goddess, who dwells in all beings in the form of compassion, that is there. Glory to you, glory to you, glory to you, salutation to you. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Tushtirupena Samstita Namastasya, 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 Namo Namaha. O Divine Goddess, who dwells in all beings in the form of contentment, that is tushti, satisfied, fulfilled, tushti. O Divine Goddess, who dwells in all beings in the form of contentment, glory to you, glory to you, glory to you, salutation to you. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Matra Rupena Samstita Namastasya, 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 Namo Namaha. O Divine Goddess, who dwells in all beings in the form of the Mother, glory to you, glory to you, glory to you, salutations to you. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Bhranti Rupena Samstita Namastasya, 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 Namo Namaha. O Divine Goddess, who dwells in all beings in the form of belief and error, glory to you, glory to you, glory to you, salutation to you. You are present everywhere in everything. Now this is the famous hymn in the Devi Mahatmya, in the Durga Mahatmya hymn. Now you have got a kind of a so to say, parallel in the adoration of the Divine Mother in this Canto 2 of Book 3. She is the sun from which you can all our sun. I am a kind of summary of what we just read here. The presence is coming out from across the silence of the ultimate calm, out of the core of the marvelous transcendence. It is an utter body of wonder and translucency. The present is an utter body of wonder and translucency. That present is a sweet mystic summary of herself, her own summary. It is escaping into the original place. She comes enlarged out of eternity, comes infinite and absolute, escaping into the original place. This is what we were worried about last time. Escaping into the original bliss, escaping. She is coming out of the unknowable. Okay, but then where is she going? She is escaping into the original bliss. The original bliss which is there behind this entire manifestation. Into that she is entering. From the unknowable she has come. She has come into manifestation. But behind this manifestation, even behind this void, there is the original bliss. It is into that original bliss of this creation, into that she is entering. You see, from the noble she has come, now all the tracks are covered, you see. And she has gone back to the original bliss through all these passages, you see. Into the original being, she comes enlarged out of eternity, comes infinite and absolute. She is a being of wisdom, a being of power, a being of delight. She is a beautiful and felicitous luster. She is a moment's sweetness of the all beautiful. She is love that bears the cross of pain with joy. Love that epitomizes the sorrow of the world. Love that makes the death a happy mystery. Love that sustains pain with joy. Love that makes happy the wait of long and ending time. Love that catches God's felicity. She affirms in life a hidden ecstasy. She carries immortal values into our. She justifies the labor of the sun. She is one there, supreme, behind the God, the one alone behind him. She broods upon the world as Mother Night. She is consciousness, revealing its marvelous front, is transcending all that is, denying none. That consciousness transcending all that is, denying none. She is a rapturous and unstumbling force. She is the undying truth. She is the enduring power. She is the mother of all Godhead and all strength. She is the mediatrix who binds earth to the Supreme. With her, the enigma that rules our nature, that rules our nature's night ceases. With her, the covering nation gets unmasked and slain. Hers is the all-seeing identity in which knowledge and ignorance strive no more. There is no imposition of the twofold screen of the screen of knowledge and the screen of knowledge of ignorance. They are not making any imposition at all. The twofold screen of knowledge and ignorance. She is wisdom, disguised by its own words. In that wisdom, existence seems no more an endless fall. Extinction is no more the soul revealed. She is the hidden word. She is the long sought clue, revealing the meaning of her space above. His birth condemned to an imperfect body and mind, condemned in the inconscience of material things, condemned in ignorance, it bearing the indignity of mortal life. She is a heart beating the space wide and bare. She is a burning love from wide spiritual ground. In it is another, the sorrow of the ignorant girl. In her immortal smile gets lost suffering. In her arrival, life from beyond goes here, conqueror of death. Because his mind does no more, and all becomes light and love. The formless and the form join in her. Her face reveals the crowded infinite. Her body of beauty moves the sea of bliss. Or at the head she stands of birth and toil and pain. In the slow round, the cycles turn to a call. Alone, her hands can change time's dragon wave. Hers the mystery the night concealed. The spirit's alchemist energy is her. She is the golden bridge, the wonderful fire. Hers is the luminous heart, the unknown. She is the power of silence in the depths of God. She, the force, she, the indivisible world. She is the sun from which people all are sung. She is the light that lives from the unrealized world. She is the joy that beckons from the impossible. She is the might of all that never yet came down. All nature dumbly calls to her alone. Calls her to heal with her feet the aching throb of life, to break the seal-threatening soul of man, to kindle the fire in the closed heart of him. All here had to be one day her sweetness is home. All contraries prepare her harmony. Her knowledge climbs to her. Her clasp will turn to ecstasy or pain. Our self shall be one self with all to her. Transformed in her, our life shall find in it fulfilled response. So this is the summary of what we did. So you can see a kind of a beautiful relationship between what we have in the Sanskrit text, but this is at a different level altogether. So you can chant it daily, daily chant it, you see. Read it loud a couple of times every day morning. that.